White is Grandmaster Richard Batoon, and I'm black. We reach a Najdorf, which I lost pretty quickly. Bishop g5 was in the game, and knight bd7. I prefer this over e6 because knight bd7 is probably objectively a better way to play for a win. E6 is very simplifying and leads to endgames that have been worked out to a draw. Knight bd7 is becoming more and more fashionable against bishop g5 nowadays, and it's a pretty good move. Queen f3 was in the game. This is a little bit rare. Instead, bishop c4 is a lot more normal, or queen e2. But queen f3 is an interesting idea. But the drawback is that you block the path of your f-pawn, temporarily at least. So that's a slight problem. I play e6, which is okay, but defeats the whole purpose of playing knight bd7 instead of e6. In the book Najdorf by John and Josh Dawkins, they briefly mention h6, bishop h4, and g6 preparing e5, stopping knight f5, castle, e5, knight b3, b5. And according to Dawkins, black has no problems. After a move like knight d5, this is okay. Black can even play g5. But anyway, this would have been more in the spirit of how to play knight bd7 Najdorf than what I played in the game. I play e6, still okay. And now it was castle queenside and bishop to e7, and then h4. I play h6, bishop e3, g6. After I talk about the moves, I will backtrack and analyze backwards. It was bishop e2, and I did, well, queen c7, g4, h5, g takes h5, knight takes h5, and according to Richard Batoon, the Grandmaster opponent, black is already lost, which is amazing. Bishop g5, and then I play bishop f8. There's better moves. And then he plays a very intelligent waiting move, king b1. And I blunder and play bishop g7. Pause the video and see if you can find a simple tactic. Knight db5 is the best move. I don't think it matters whether you play knight c b5 or knight db5, but maybe it does, because now I can just play queen b8. So knight db5, a takes b5, knight takes b5, and no matter where the queen goes, like queen b6, the problem is knight takes d6, and now I'm getting checkmated, and if I take, then I'm just completely lost. So bishop g7 was a blunder, but making this blunder was a consequence of playing bad positional chess. So there's probably, well, instead of bishop g7, you can play a waiting move. You don't have many useful moves as black, but knight e5 or rook b8 are both better. So instead of bishop f8, I guess knight e5 makes more sense, probably. But it would be nice to know what's the best here. Okay, engine, let's put it up at the top. It's saying b5, almost equal. Wow. So b5. Well, I don't know. I'm always afraid to put bishop on b7 because the e6 pawn can be a target, and without the bishop on c8 or d7, it's really hard to protect that. Okay, a3, bishop b7. Okay, king b1, rook c8, knight c5. Okay, interesting. Well, yeah, it would be a playable game. Okay. What does it think about my move? Knight e5. Somehow a big advantage after queen h3. Well, I mean, if I play bishop d7, then I'm not sure what is so good about white compared to maybe because of f4. Yeah, that's true. And if my knight weren't on e5, then I would always be able to play e5 with the pawn, attack d4, and I don't think that's the point though, because that always allows knight to d5. Let me think. So just with engine cyborg analysis, let's see. Just imagine queen h3. Well, b4 is coming. Well, let's pretend that doesn't exist. Okay, bishop b7, queen h3. Just like rook c8, f4. Yeah, e5 is a resource because, yeah, of course this, with the bishop on b7, yeah, white cannot play knight d5. So I guess that's the point, is that knight e5 is not time efficient, but this idea is time efficient. So because after queen h3, intending f4, f5, well, now you can just always meet f4 with e5 after you develop all your pieces. Okay. Okay, this moment's also interesting. Yeah, g6. Okay. Well, I don't think this is so critical, but I remember that it told me that the knight capture was the worst way to recapture. But it's saying right now that it's the best way. So that's not a critical moment. Okay. H5 was right. For some reason, Queen C7 not so good. Okay, E5. I saw after G4 that I cannot. Yeah, I saw this move actually because then it seems like he's winning the piece back, right? I mean, if I do knight e5, then this pin is a problem. So that was my whole idea of playing first Queen c7. I saw that he could play g4, and I didn't feel comfortable allowing this, and like, how do I stop it? Maybe I cannot do that because of this. I don't know. Knight, it's, yeah, I'm just brainstorming, but I can't seem to find anything. Maybe Queen a5, yeah. Um, I wasn't looking at the engine when I suggested that. I was just looking at how to stop g5 because now this hangs. So that's fine. But what to do here? Engine suggesting Queen e3, which renews the threat of g5, but can I now just play knight e5, which the computer's suggesting? Well, it neutralizes the pin. Let's see. Now I'm looking at engine. Just want to see the problem. Okay. Well, let's say knight fd7. Knight d5. And okay, but why is that like so bad? Let's just say just b5. B4. Let's take, okay, yeah, interesting. So knight h5 is somehow the best because I guess I don't know why, but it must be pretty important reason. So what did this allow? Well, knight d5, maybe because of the h file. If I play this, then knight d5 is not such a big deal. Or maybe the problem is more like the knight being on d7 obstructs my breathing room. I have no breathing room for the king, nowhere to put the c8 bishop. Maybe that's the problem with knight fd7. So I think you have to play knight h5 because no other moves work. I mean, why doesn't this work though? I mean, that looks so normal. Rook h8. Okay, let's say king d7. Queen g3. Oh, this is weird. Okay. Well, let's just say king b1 for illustration purposes. King c6. Somehow it's just, I don't know why, but knight h5 saves the day. Yeah, obviously knight g8's no good because I was thinking rook h8 and king f8 and I wasn't sure what to do next, but I could just intuitively tell this was good for white. Yeah, f4 is natural and knight g4 would just so you're playing queen h7. Yeah, it's good position. Bishop f6 is the top recommended move. Let's just say, I don't know, bishop e6. There's, yeah. That's the checkmate threat. How about f6 then? Queen h7. Okay, what's his threat? Yeah, so bishop e6, but now bishop takes, overloading g8. or I should say, after bishop e6, he's overloaded. So that's a tactic. But even like other moves work. Even this, probably. But not nearly as well. So I think the main point here is, okay, well, Black has some initiative and g5 is hanging, but white should remain better. But queen a5 would be a good way to... It would be an interesting game, but very hard to say that it's evident that g4 is a problem over the board. Well, over the board it's very risky. I guess I don't know, maybe if I didn't look at Engine and had a chance to play this position again, well, I would play, I don't know, I guess h5. It's also kind of like preparing e5. Okay, queen c7, yeah, okay. What else? Well, g6 is a bad move, just play queen c7, and if same idea, you just play b5, and you have a good game. White got somewhat of an awkward position early on. Yeah, okay, that's it for this game. Well, not sure if I can make any more comments. This is the better, this line is the better idea because, well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Okay, play queen c7. Oh, well, after, let's say king b1, yeah, you play b5. Let's say a3, b5. I don't know what's best. King b1 or something. Okay, somehow rook b8. Probably just to play b4 quickly. Yeah, I like black. Much more natural development. Well, the problem is there's always... It's scary to put the bishop on e7, allowing queen g3. So I think the important detail in this position here after e6 is delay moving the bishop and play on the queen's side, because anytime you move the bishop and try to castle, which you need to do eventually, maybe after h6 or something, there's always some resources like queen g3. It's very scary from a standpoint of being a better position. Okay. That concludes everything, I think.